So we're going to look at a typical Year 9 English lesson on Romeo and Juliet today. And if you have a look here, okay, you will see that there are some files that will really help you with this lesson. Okay, so there's a file pod there. I don't know if you had this in the other lessons, but if you could click on those files, okay, it will be really good for you. So you've got the sleeping potion scene. We're going to read a very short scene from Romeo and Juliet. You've got a template and you've got an example to help you today. Okay, so if you could all click on those 3 documents in the file pod. Okay, I'll just move it there. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, could you let me know when you've done it? Would be absolutely brilliant. Would be great. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute or so to get that done. Okay, lovely. Okay, so excellent. Thank you, whoever put the chat box in. That's really helpful. Okay, right. Now, have any of you read Romeo and Juliet before? Has anybody read it before? Let's just make sure we've all done it. You're a very efficient class, I have to say. Oh, okay, so Rory, Kate. Okay, I'll give you another half a minute. If you've managed to get these documents, you might want to have a quick look at them. Yeah, you don't have to read them yet. Okay, not a problem. Just have them to hand. Okay, all right. Okay, so we're going to move on now. Okay, all of them. You need to click on all of them. Okay, right. So, okay, I'm going to hide that now, and then we're going to move on to our next slide. Okay. Right, now, in this lesson, we're going to imagine that we've already read quite a lot of Romeo and Juliet, and we've got to the bit in the play where Juliet has decided to take a sleeping potion to fake her own death, okay? Quite a drastic thing to do, I think you'll agree. And basically, at this point in the play, we're trying to find out who she feels emotionally closest to. Okay, so I'm going to open a poll. If we were doing this, we would actually, in class, I would get you to copy the diagram down, but have a guess. Who do you think she's emotionally closest to? So she's about to take a sleeping potion to fake her own death, so that she can wake up in a tomb and Romeo is going to rescue her. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, don't worry if you couldn't download all the documents. Okay, just participate as much as you can would be fantastic. Okay, so I'll give you another minute here. Okay, let's have a look. What do you all think? Who does she? She's very lonely and scared at this moment. She's all on her own. She's going to take the sleeping potion. So let's have a look. Can you see that, everybody? Most of you, 90% said Romeo, and you're absolutely right. Okay, well done. So fantastic. Well done, everybody. Okay, moving on. Right, so here's our objectives today. So all will identify one example of how Shakespeare uses language to create fear and tension in the sleeping potion scene. Most will be able to identify a language technique used in the scene and explain its effect, and a few will be able to write a detailed paragraph explaining the effect of language in this scene. Okay, it's okay if you didn't get all the files, don't worry. Okay, so Act 4, Scene 3, the sleeping potion scene. Okay, now we're going to watch a film version of this scene, okay? We're going to watch it acted out on stage. And as we watch it, okay, I would like you, okay, to see if you can identify 10 things that Juliet is scared of, okay? So 10 things that she is scared of, okay? Okay, and you can make a note of them at home, okay? And if you manage to get hold of the document, Act 4, Scene 3, you can start to follow the actors on the stage with the script that you have, okay? But if you haven't done that, it doesn't matter, okay? Don't worry. Right, here we go. So this is the scene that we are focusing on, and she's just about to drink the sleeping potion.
Come, what? Need you anything else?
Aye, those attires are best. But, gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight.
Well, there's a clean smock under your pillow, and so good night.
What? Are you busy? Oh, need you my help?
No, madam. So please you let me now be left alone, and let the nurse this night sit up with you. For I am sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell! God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! But what should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vial. What if this mixture didn't work at all?
Out to drink the sleeping potion. Did anybody pick up on that? What was the first thing that she said there? Anybody? So she was worried that it... Oh, yeah, go on. Yeah, she's afraid she's on her own. Well done. And also that it may not work at all. Well done, guys. Fantastic. Right, okay, let's carry on. So see if you can make a note at home.
Shall I be married, then, tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall forbid it. Knife? Lie thou there. What if it be a poison, which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead, lest in this marriage he should be dishonoured, because he married me before to Romeo? I fear it is. And yet, methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. How if, when I am
Sorry.
into the tomb,
Sorry about that, guys.
awake, before the time that Romeo comes to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place? As in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where, for these many 100 years, the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night, spirits resort. Alack! Is it not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks, like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals, hearing them, run mad? Or if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo. 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 Here's drink. drink to thee.
Okay, right. So, did you manage to come up with 10 things? It's very difficult when you haven't read this before, but we're going to read it together now, okay, as a script. So I'm going to be looking for, so it's a short scene that we've just seen. So Juliet is about to take her sleeping potion. We've just seen it acted out on stage, and we need two characters. We need somebody to read the part of Juliet, if we have any volunteers, and we have somebody to read the part of the nurse. Now, you'll notice on the right side of the screen, we've got the modern version. Okay, we always have that in class because Shakespeare can be quite difficult. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Oh, we've got 3 volunteers. That's fabulous. Okay, right, Violet. Okay, so let's enable your microphone. And Ruth. Okay, so let's enable your microphone too. Now let's find Ruth. Here she is. Okay. You've got yours. Okay, thank you. Right, so girls, do you want to read the modern version, or which is on the right side of the screen, or are you going to have a go at the Shakespeare version? It's entirely up to you.
The modern.
Okay, excellent. Right, so we're going to say then, okay, Violet, if we say you read Juliet, yeah, and Ruth, can you be the nurse, please? And I'll be Lady Capulet. Okay, off you go.
Okay. Those outfits are best, but gentle nurse, I need to be alone now. I need time to pray for blessings upon tomorrow because, you know, I am full of sin.
Are you busy? Do you need my help?
No, ma'am. We have figured everything out. So if you don't mind, I want to be alone. Let the nurse stay with you tonight, because I know how busy you are with the preparations.
Good night then. Go to bed and get some rest because you're going to need it.
Good night. God only knows when we will see each other again. I am cold with fear. Maybe I'll call them back. Nurse! Oh, what good can she do me? I must do this alone. Here is the vial. What if this doesn't work? What if I have to get married tomorrow? I will lay my knife beside me in case it doesn't. What if this is a poison the friar has given me so he does not dishonored because he married me to Romeo? No, he would not do such a terrible thing because he is a righteous man. I will not think negatively of him. What if I wake up in the tomb before Romeo gets there? Will I suffocate in the vault? Or if I live, be surrounded by the terror of death and darkness and the dead, decomposing bodies of my ancestors? Perhaps Tybalt just now. To those foul-mouthed, no healthsome air breathes in, and there dies strangled ere my Romeo comes. Or if I live, is not like very like the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of the place as in a vault, an ancient receptacle, where for these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that. I so early waking with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we've got on to the original, and do you know what? You did absolutely brilliantly. You really, really did. Would you like to have a go at carrying on with the original? Would you like to?
Yeah, sure. Which one is the original? The one on the left.
On the left.
Okay.
Yeah, that living mortals.
That living mortals hearing them run mad. Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefather's joints, and pluck the mangled tie-bolt from his shroud. Shroud? Yeah, shroud.
Yep.
And in this rage, with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club dash out my desperate brains. Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo, that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
She falls upon her bed within the curtains. Wow, that was the best reading I've ever heard of that speech in a classroom.
Oh, thank you.
Violet, that was absolutely, if that was amazing. If we could be with everybody and see everybody, we'd all be clapping like mad now. It's absolutely terrific. You did so well. You're a star.
Oh, thank you.
You've made, not at all. I really, all respect to you. Well done. Right, okay, so did we manage to get an idea of what Juliet is afraid of? Now I'm going to give you a poll, okay, so you can click on the poll and you can, here it is, okay, so I want you to, here we go, click on the things that you think she is afraid of, okay, whoops, when she wakes up in the tomb, what is she going to be afraid of? Okay, can you all see that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so off you go. So click on anything you think she's afraid of that you managed to pick up from Violet's fantastic reading, which was absolutely amazing. Okay, so you've got a selection of ideas there. Okay. Okay, still people putting in their ideas. Okay. Okay, that's fantastic. Well done. Okay, excellent. So some really good answers there. Right, we're going to have a look now and see how many you got right. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Amazing. Okay, so the mixture may not work at all. She might have to marry Paris tomorrow. These are all the correct ones. The friar has given her the poison instead of a sleeping potion. She might wake, she might suffocate in the tomb. The tomb will be too dark. Being laid next to the corpses of her dead ancestors, horrifying dead spirits, the smells and sounds like shrieking mandrakes. She will go mad and she will see her cousin Tybalt's ghost. Okay, these are all the things she was afraid of. Okay, right, well done everybody. That was really good. Well done. Okay, and I must say once again, what wonderful reading we had there. Okay, now we are going to try and answer a question. How does Shakespeare shows Juliet's fear of taking the sleeping potion? Okay, and the way we do that is we use something called exploding a quote. Okay, and what we would do in this, okay, we would write some answers here. What is the most important word? What type is it? So if we looked, I'm going to finish very quickly. If we looked at the quote, mangle Tybalt, okay, we would write in there the effect of that. Why has Shakespeare chosen that? And we're running out of time now. But in the documents that I asked you to upload at the start of the lesson, you will have answers to all of those. Okay, and in English, this is how we analyse the effect of language. Okay, so In a lesson, people who wanted to fill in the exploder quotes template can do that. For challenge, for students who fancy more of a challenge, they can actually have a go at writing their ideas up at home, and we would have a discussion area in the platform for them to upload their work from the lesson. Okay, so we're very rushed, and quite often we will finish with a tweet, okay, where you can imagine you're writing a tweet and you summarize what you've learned in that lesson.